What's up, guys? Phil here with Miranda Detailing, and it is a beautiful Saturday morning. Guys, it's been a crazy week. Lots of rain, lots of work, but lots of pushing things around and rescheduling and all sorts of crazy things happening, as well as other things going on in our life. So, I just want to go live, chat with you guys a little bit, and show you some of the things that have been happening. Some new products have come in, some new things to review and use in our mobile jobs and here at our garage. So, first of all, I hope everyone is having a great day and staying safe and doing well. Here we got some people coming in. What's up from Sweden? That's awesome. Very nice. Hope everything is going well over there with you guys. And my garage is starting to look like a mess because, well, I've kind of outgrown it. We need something a little bit larger, more space, more storage, more room to work in. So, Miami, Florida, awesome. How's it going over there? Nice. Yeah, so let's just talk about what's been going on this week. From the UK, Wiltshire, awesome. Thank you very much. Quebec, Canada, awesome. Nice to have you guys in here. So, wanted to talk to you guys about what was going on this week. We did have a lot of jobs, and I think I went live on Instagram yesterday or the day before, and I was trying to give some tips on how to schedule things. And this would probably make for a better full length video here about more of the business side to mobile detailing, especially. I am trying to focus and narrow down our channel to focus on mobile detailing because that is really what we are. I know I do a lot of jobs here at our garage, and I hope to even expand that a little bit, but mobile detailing has been such a big part of our lives for the past 10 and a half years. That's really where our niche is in mobile detailing. So I am going to try to focus things a lot towards that. Not so much a shop or garage environment, but mobile detailing. So to that end, I was talking about scheduling and how to deal with that. And when we first started, I was basically trying to schedule in as much as possible and just, because I wanted as much work as possible. But as years went on, the more work we were getting, I was realizing that I need to take control of the scheduling aspect of it. Now, I know with some guys, when they start getting busy, then they want to put as much work into one day and into one week as much as possible. They'll pack 5 days in a row, and maybe even Saturday or even Sunday, 6 to 7 days. That's a lot. And when you're first starting, sure, you can maybe handle that because you're hustling and you love that your business is growing. But after a while, you will see that it gets tough to keep up with that schedule. Detailing is very physical, and after many many years of doing it, your body will start to suffer because of it. Not horribly, but you do need to take care of yourself and make sure that you are taking the needed time off as well. Not a lot of guys talk about that. They talk about hustling and hustling and hustling. Time off is just as important, if not equally important, as the hustling aspect. You do want to work, you want to be able to maintain your flow of work and everything else and money, but you also need to take time out. I'm just going to go in and answer a few of the questions here. Say hi to people from Maryland, from Morocco. Awesome. What's up, Pocono? Miller says detailing. Oh, hey, Phil and the detailing family. Awesome. Jason Davis, how's it going? Do I work out or do yoga? Well, when it comes to exercise, my wife and I take things easily. I actually have to be careful with my body now. I used to snowboard years ago when I was younger, and I've messed up my knees and joints because of that, and even my back. So I have to be very, very careful. When it comes to working out, I do a lot of simple calisthenic type stuff, stretching. I don't do a lot of it, I need to do more of it, but that is very important. Stretching and doing those things are going to loosen up your muscles and joints, and that is really good to do. We actually we try to walk a lot. We were doing better a couple of weeks ago, and then stuff has been happening in our lives lately that's kind of taken a back seat, which I'll talk about in a moment. But walking is very therapeutic. Just simple, just walking. Just get out, walk around your neighborhood if you can, and just put in a few miles. You know, if you can track it, put in a few miles. It is really relaxing, and you know, we walk. I walk with my wife. We can talk. We can just kind of relax and plan things for the day or for the week. Just something as simple as walking. It's free. You don't have to worry about a membership. You can just get out and go walking somewhere. Go find a park or a forest or walk around your neighborhood. It's very, very simple. We found that that actually has helped us a lot. Eating right, eating as healthy as we can, eating right, and just simple walking and stretching. Those simple things help a lot. How do you handle any rainy days in your business? Reschedule. That's exactly what I was going to be getting into before I got sidetracked. But I do want to go in and say hi. I will get right back to that. I'll just say hi here. Amelia, you're like what, 30 minutes away from us? Amelia, Virginia? That's awesome. Fireball. I skateboard and box, so my knees and wrists are always sore after detailing. Yeah, I know it. Yep, I used to be a painter, also interior painting. I did that for years. So my wrists click a lot. My knees have already kind of gotten messed up and they click. But my wrists also, I would paint, you know, cutting in with the brush a lot. And I used to have to wrap my wrists at night because they would get sore. So, yeah. Oh, what happened to my chat? It just went away. Here we go. Let's see here. Morning from Leesburg. Hey, that's awesome. You're not too far away. Do you recommend the Roops Mark III? I haven't tried the Mark III. I've tried the Mark II, and I do like it. But to tell you the truth, my old generation, first generation, is awesome. That thing is still a beast. And in fact, I have to change the brushes out on that and on the Porter cable. So I will be doing a video on how to change out the brushes. I'm not an expert on it, so the video will kind of be like a how-to and learning experience for me. I've done them before, but I do want to do like a little tutorial on how to change those brushes out. From the UK, Iowa, awesome. Very nice. For me, doing walking from home, YouTube's videos have been so good and helped me lose weight. That's awesome. Yeah, actually, same here. We've been trying to eat healthier, and just walking alone, like when you do research on walking, you can lose a lot of weight. You don't have to run because running can mess up your knees. Exercising is good, but not everybody has the time to go and have to travel to a gym and all that, or even buy all the equipment. Simple walking is very effective, and it's enjoyable and therapeutic. All right, let's get back to the scheduling part. So I was talking about when mobile guys, especially because we are weather dependent. Shop guys, garage guys, not so much, because you know, you can have customers come to you, drop off the vehicles. But as mobile guys, that's when we have to be really careful about scheduling. Okay, for me, this is my opinion, may not be yours, but for me, our opinion is do not schedule every single day of the week for detailing jobs. Don't. Allow at least one day or 1.5 days empty, just completely empty. Don't schedule errands or anything else for that day. Just leave it a floater day, like in the middle of the week, maybe a Wednesday, or maybe at the end of the week, a Friday, or the beginning of the week, a Monday. Leave one of those days completely open, and maybe a morning or afternoon of other days. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, hey, that only gives me 4 days, and then you start booking into the next week. Don't worry about that. Leave that one day, at least one day open each week, because when you get to that day, either you can take it off as a breather, as a break, and recoup, because you will need to do that physically and even mentally. You need to recoup. Or if you're feeling good and you're like, okay, I have the day off tomorrow, but I'm feeling good, you know, the jobs weren't that bad this week, let me take a customer that's maybe scheduled farther out, you know, until like the next week or 2 weeks, and pull them to that day. Now, for one, you'll have work for the day, and you can even just schedule just one day, just to kind of fill it up, you know, and take the afternoon off or something like that. I like to schedule my mornings and then take the afternoon off. It's kind of like a mental thing. I like to get the job done in the morning, and knowing that I only have that one job and I have the rest of the afternoon, it's kind of like a mental relaxation thing. Like, I don't have to rush. I can take my time, enjoy it, because I got the afternoon off. I'm going to go and relax after this. That helps a lot for your emotional health as well, and physical. So try that. Leave one day open a week, And then your customers also be happy, because if you have some that are scheduled out further, I used to have customers that would be scheduled like 3 to 4 weeks out because I was leaving a day and a half per week. And the ones that were scheduled out the farthest, I'd call them up and say, hey, I have an opening tomorrow. And they love that. So even if they can't do it, they appreciate it. And they're like, okay, keep me, I can't do that day tomorrow, but keep me on the books for, when you do have a cancellation or have an open day. They love that. And you just keep calling the customers that are scheduled further out until you find one that can fill in that day. Just try that, because it'll make your week go so much smoother. Also, because of weather, it allows you a floater day. So say you take Wednesday off, you have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday booked with jobs, and then it rains on Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, and I usually wait till the last minute to cancel or reschedule because the weather here changes so often. It'll say it'll rain tomorrow, but then you wake up in the morning and the weather has changed. So don't cancel until the very last minute, like the morning of. Tell your customers that. But if it does rain the morning of, you're like, okay, the weather says it's pouring all day, I have to reschedule. Now you have, say, that Wednesday open or that Friday open, push them to that day. Now, hopefully the rain won't last the whole week like it kind of did here, but at least you can schedule 2 or more customers into that floater day. And then you can take that rainy day off and do other things. So try that. Leave a day or even a day and a half open each week. That way you have a floater day to push things around, or a day off. Do not take days off for granted. You will need them. Once you start detailing for a long time, you will need them. You'll appreciate them. And you need to take time off anyway, maybe even for other business things. I'm just going to go back into the comments, say hi to a few people, answer some questions. How do you know how to change the brushes and when to do it, I assume. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. If you're using your polisher a lot, you will notice the pad rotation start to slow, and even though the machine is making noise, it feels like there's not a lot of power generating to the pad and to the backing plate. Some machines are like that just because they're low, they're not good machines, or the wattage isn't there. But if you have an older machine and you're noticing that, then it's time to switch out the brushes. I don't know the whole science behind the brushes. I need to do some more research on that. I don't fill my mind with that much stuff about what every single little tool in the polisher does. But I do know that the brushes wear down. So when they wear down, it affects the power of the machine. So when you switch them out, it'll feel like a brand new machine. That's basically the gist of it. I don't know all the science behind it. If someone does know the science, feel free to comment about that. But that's from what, my research, what I've found. Let's see here. What's up, Chris? Any updates on your secret news? You've been waiting for the updates. I know, I've been hinting about it. It's a week away. Basically, we may be moving to another area in Richmond, in Chesterfield, to another house. A bigger house, bigger garage, nicer setup. But I can't say too much about it or film anything about it because, house buying is so ridiculous. And it's not us buying the house, it's actually my family, my parents. So once we get into that new place, I'll explain everything, but I need to wait because it's stressful to dealing with this stuff. And if we have delays and we have to wait a week or even a month for closing, I don't want to say all this stuff and then we're like, okay, I got to wait a week or more. So it'll come though. It will come. Have you tried any of the battery-powered polishers? Oh, Fireball, you got to check out the SPTA cordless polisher that we reviewed. I got a couple of videos on it. It is still running strong. Love it. And I use it for wax application, sealant, and even some, paint enhancements and some minor correction stuff. But that thing is incredible. For a cheaper, more affordable polisher, it's not the highest quality by any means. It's not a Flex. It's not a DeWalt. You're not spending $600 to $700 on this machine. It's like around $200. I think it might be still sold out on Amazon. I haven't checked lately. But the company itself is pretty impressive. I communicated with them, and they actually sent me out another charger and another battery. I had to pay for the shipping. The shipping was just as much as the cost of the stuff. It cost me like $66 just to get a battery and an extra charger. But I don't care. It was worth it. So now I have 2 chargers and 3 batteries for the SPTA cordless polisher. Um, I'm sure the other ones, the Flex ones, have more power. They're better. The DeWalt ones are also probably better, but you know they'll make headway. These other companies will make headway and make better, more powerful, longer lasting polishers that are cordless. So, oh, so Fireball said I just got the Flex Force Rotation battery operated and love it. Maybe a good option. I know. I don't have the money to dish out on that just yet, but I was looking at the Flex. Was it the Flex or the Griots? No, I think it was the Flex, their mini cordless one, the kind of the competitor to the hybrid. So I was looking at that one, and I may invest in that one. That's just the mini, but I bought that SPTA one. So check out through our channel the videos. They're maybe a couple of weeks back, and check that out. Let's see here. Going to be doing a full detail on a Mazda 3 2016 question. Is that a medium soft clear coat? Good question. I don't know. The only thing, you know, I know I used to do the same thing. I used to ask many detailers the make and model years of vehicles. The fact is, you never know if panels have been repainted, or even within the same year, the same color, there may be variances of not just the color, but the clear coat also. I learned that when I was doing mobile bumper painting, searching for different colors. Some years and some vehicles would have like 20 different variances of colors, and you'd have to try to match and find the right one. I know that's color, it's underneath the clear coat, but the same goes with clear coat. There could be variances in clear coat, and depending on that month of that year, there could be more hardener, there could be more resin. All this other stuff can really affect the hardness and softness of clear coat. Or even within mid-year, they could change to a different company, start using a different clear coat. It stinks. I really can't answer if it's soft or not. Generally, Mazdas in general seem to be pretty soft, medium to softs. I haven't come across a Mazda that's like super hard clear coat. Even with fancier, newer cars, you're not seeing a lot of hard clear coat recently. I don't know what it is. You know, there's still some newer cars that have hard clear coat, but not a lot of them. Most of them are soft to medium hardness and very thin also. So, Mike's meticulous. Very true. Must recover. Oh, yeah. Yep, you need to take a break. Very good. Let's see here. I know I was kind of going backtracking here. Oh, Bill. Don't forget to put the video together about lighting outdoors and what you use. There was a video probably about a year and a half ago that I put out where I did a paint enhancement on this like Chevy Trailblazer. And in that video it was overcast, and I used the same photography lighting that I have here in my garage. There was a little mini one that I use, not the super tall ones that go up to like 8 feet, but this other little mini one that goes up maybe 4 feet. And it's just a photography stand with one of the high-powered LED bulbs in it. And you see me using it in that video. So type in, if you go to our channel, type in paint enhancement, and you will see one of the videos in there. It is a while ago that we did it, but I think it was a paint enhancement on a Trailblazer SS, a black one. And in that video, you'll see that. But I do want to put, together a video about using lighting like that outdoors. You'd think, you know, using stand lights outdoors can look kind of funny, but when it's overcast, then it actually helps out a lot if you're doing paint enhancements. And for paint enhancements, having a light like that is a little overkill because it's not a paint correction, but that's, you know, that doesn't matter. Everybody has a different way of doing their paint enhancements and corrections. If you want a light, hey, that's great, because it just means you're going to go a little bit further, you know, than just a simple paint enhancement. But that's totally cool. That's totally fine. Have I tried the Adams Small cordless polisher? No, I haven't. I was actually looking at that one also. I might get that one just to put it up against the SPTA. Let me know what you think, if I should do that or not. I'm trying to limit how much stuff I'm buying because we're going to be moving soon. We got to buy a lot of other stuff. So I might not be able to buy high-ticket items like that. But eventually I will. I'll be able to get some more of those items and get back into the swing of purchasing some of those things. I was about to start washing cars until I can build up clients before I start detailing full-time. Do you think it's a good idea? Yes. So James Howlett, You're asking if you should just start washing cars. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't go full steam into the detailing aspect. Start small and kind of cut your teeth on the washing aspect, and then go from there. Start small. That's what we did. I mean, we started just washing cars. I think I had explained in a couple of other videos, maybe some other interviews, podcasts. You know, we begged people to wash their cars for like $25, but that got us started. It got us into it, and from there we just learned more and more and more how to be more efficient, better products, better techniques, and it just grew from there. So start with washing cars, start small, and then you'll be like, okay, I got a handle on this. Great, let's upgrade. Now I want to start clay barring. Now I want to start doing paint enhancements, start machine applying wax. I want to start using these products, nicer products, more expensive products, charging more. Go from there. Start small and go from there. Let's see. What's a good gloss rate? I don't know. I don't have a gloss meter, so I don't know. In dire need of a canopy for detailing my car outside. What would you recommend? I saw your canopy video. What kind was that? So I got two canopy videos. One of them was just like the Ozark Trail 11 by 11 or 10 by 10. I tried to get the biggest one I could. But that was just from Walmart. And it's actually a very impressive canopy because it has like that hollow opening at the top. It doesn't have a cross beam bar that goes below. You don't want that because you won't be able to reach up into larger trucks and SUVs if you do put it over that. You don't want that cross bar in the middle of it. It limits the height. You want one of the pop-ups, research it carefully. You want one of the pop-ups that will extend and it has a hollow inside with no crossbars, in the middle of it. I forget what you call that type. But I have one of those. It's an Ozark Trail from Walmart. And I have another one. I already forgot the name of it. That's terrible. But I have another one that was a 10 by 10. It's a little bit more heavy duty. Same design. It has that hollow space in the middle, but it's a little bit more heavier duty than the Ozark Trail one. A little bit more expensive. But again, if you're looking for a heavier duty canopy, then that would be it. And again, I use these canopies for shade, not for rain and wind and storms and stuff like that, because that will push it around and whack it into the car. You need to kind of weight it down anyway. I put 5-gallon buckets at least two of the legs, the opposite ends, and bungee them to the 5-gallon buckets, and that stops that canopy from shifting if a wind, gust of wind does take it. I've had a leg of the canopy once shift and just put a tiny scratch in the car, and it was horrible. It was a nightmare. So we, from then we learned you got to tie those things down. Have I seen or tried the flamethrower from Buff Bright for lighting the paint correction? I've seen it. I have not tried it. The only thing I have that not against that, but the only thing I can see with that is the maneuverability. I tend to hold the polisher a certain way and I'll maneuver it around a certain way, and I think that thing would get in my way. I think it might annoy me. I don't know. I haven't tried it, so I really can't say. But I like these. Let's see if I can find it. I like headlamps. These are my favorite. They're super bright. They're super cheap. And, wow, it was bright. And I have a lot of control with these. So if I'm using these for paint corrections, paint enhancements, coatings, things like that, these are great. And this thing was like $10 on Amazon. So definitely give these little guys a try. This is just a little cheap one. You can charge it at the bottom here with a little USB. And check this out. It does have a little motion control, which is a little annoying at times because if you like bump up against something, it turns it off. But it's still pretty cool. So I use these when I'm polishing. And of course, all my other lights in here, which hopefully in the new garage, we'll be getting a lot more lights in there, like super high-powered pinpoint lights, that I'll have raised up, hopefully. Let's see here. Have you used 303 aerospace protectant spray? You mean like do they have an aerosol? Or just another spray? I use the aerospace protectant all the time. I buy it by the gallon. I use it all the time. I do love that stuff. But do you mean aerosol? Do they have an aerosol now? What foam soap are you liking right now? Still love the window cleaner with Lemon Joy. Oh, hey. Living away. How you doing? You know what? I have what soap have I been using lately? I got some other ones. I was using, of course, Hyperwash from Meguiar's. Hyperwash. I just got some Prism Car Wash from Malco. I was using this the other day. This is a really nice shampoo. Doesn't suds as much, doesn't foam up as much as, say, Citrus Wash and Gloss or Hyper Wash, but still does a really good job. It's still a really nice soap, nice and slick, and it's good stuff. Um, so I still use Wash and Gloss, Citrus Wash and Gloss, but not a lot lately. Hyper Wash has been one that I've been using a lot lately, and that stuff is awesome. It's so hyper concentrated, and it's super slick and foamy. I am really, really liking it. So I've been using the Hyper Wash more, often than anything else. Trying to think, there was another shampoo. Oh, P&S Pearl. It's in that somewhere in there. P&S Pearl shampoo. I only have like a 32-ounce bottle of it. That stuff is really nice. I kind of feel like it feels and performs like Hyper Wash. Very concentrated, very slick, very foamy. Really nice stuff. Let's see here. In our views, what's the best method for removing old sealants and waxes? So we do, if you ever watch the videos for our exterior stuff, I don't deal with a lot of vehicles that already have previous protection. We're dealing with vehicles that like have nothing, they're completely dead. But if we were going to be dealing with that, I use, a degreaser or an APC on the exterior and do a very thorough degreasing rinse or an APC rinse. That doesn't get rid of it completely, but if it's already broken down and old, it'll basically rinse and break down and wash away any of the old waxes, sealants that are on there. And after you wash it, you'll see that because you use the APC degreasers. Yes, it has some residue, but then you foam it, wash it, and it'll take that residue off with whatever shampoo you're using, and then you can see the condition of the paint after that, and then rinse everything down. If you want, you can do an isopropyl alcohol wipe down, or you can use Rust-Oleum's wax and grease remover and just do a quick wipe down with that. That'll remove any of the residual sealants and waxes on there. If you do all of that and you're still finding that the paint is beading, like you just shoot water on it and you see that it really looks like it has protection on it, then just polish it with a light polish like M205 or M210 from Meguiar's or any other light polish. 3D1, any light polish will remove. It's a braiding anyway, and then you can wipe that down with an isopropyl alcohol or wax and grease remover to remove the residual oils or whatever. So that would be the procedure to get rid of that stuff. But we don't deal with it a lot because most of the vehicles we're dealing with are completely wrecked anyway, and they have no protection on them. Okay, so I'm also mobile. Should I set up in empty parking lots with a sign? Been thinking about this for a while, just wanting your insights. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. I used to go into offices and actually talk to people, like ask for the owner, or just go up to the desk and be like, hey, I'm in the area, washing vehicles. We have a deal going on today. We'll do this, this, and that. So you can try that. It's good to actually go and talk to people. The signs will help, but once you get a couple of customers and you're already washing cars, people will hopefully walk up to you, and then you can go from there and talk them into washes and details and all other things. Oh, I just remembered. Living Away, you had asked about the Lemon Joy cleaner. I actually pretty much used it all up, and I got a hole in that bottle. But I've been using a bunch of other glass cleaners. I got one from Minette's, and I still use the American Detailer's Garage Wipeout mostly for my glass cleaning. But I mean, that Lemon Joy glass cleaner is great. I actually still have the Lemon Joy in here somewhere, and I'll make more. Oh, there it is. I'll make more because I have so much of it. So maybe I'll make like a gallon of it and use it up that way. So the cool thing is, in the new garage with our family, my dad has cars. He has a little project car. I'll get into that later. So I might be able to experiment and play around with his vehicles. That means more test vehicles, more test panels to work with. So that'll be fun. So let's see here. Using the 2-bucket method with grit guards and introducing a 3rd bucket for the wheels has been excellent. No swirls on the daily drivers. Awesome. Very good, 404. Nice. What's the best APC? Ooh, that's a loaded question. There's many different APCs out there. I have been loving 3D's Super Citrus APC, the one you can buy, I think You can buy it at Autoality. I think you can buy it from the 3D website also. It's their nano gallons. That stuff is super concentrated. Or I use that, and then I also use the Meguiar's, their new Super Citrus Power Cleaner that they just came out with. So that's an APC and degreaser, all-in-one type of product. Really, really good stuff. But there's so many different APCs out there. I still use Super Clean. I love Super Clean. That's very cheap and affordable. It's the same thing. Easy to get your hands on. So start with Super Clean. It is really awesome stuff. Do you think clay will remove Turtle Wax hybrid sealant? Turtle Wax says it has to be polished, but hoping clay will remove. There's an argument when it comes to clay barring and what it removes, if it removes waxes and sealants or not. That all depends on the type of clay bar that you have. I've found that clay bars don't always remove waxes and sealants anyway, not always. So, and it's kind of hard to tell because if you're using a clay lube, those clay lubes have polymers, and it looks like that the wax is still there when it could just be the polymers. So there's an argument to be made with that. But I'd never rely on clay bar to remove products like that, sealants or waxes. I don't rely on the clay bar. I rely on either the chemical or polishing to abrade it away. Let's see here. The very first time my kids saw you while I was watching your video, they instantly yelled Buzz Lightyear. I get that a lot. That's funny. I get all these funny comparisons. Northern Ireland, Richard Jones. Awesome. I just found a 13 by 13 canopy, roughly 110, exactly the way you said. Awesome. Oh, that's very cool. Okay, 13 by 13. Good. The larger, the better. Let's see. Is IPA wipe down absolute necessity prior to putting on a top coat? If you mean a ceramic coating, not necessarily. And what I mean is you can use prep polishes for ceramic coatings. For waxes and sealants, again, there's an argument to be made against that. If the vehicle doesn't have any waxes on it anyway, then it really shouldn't matter. If you're doing a wash, a clay bar, and you're just going to put a sealant or a wax on it, people say they want to do an IPA wipe down. I think that's just for their own peace of mind. But really, when you think about the logic of it, if you went through all the steps to wash it, APC rinse, degreasing everything, and the paint is completely flat and dead, is there really a reason to use another product to try to remove any old waxes or sealants? It's an extra step that some people, I think, because of their perfectionism, go there and they can make an argument for it. But logically, if no one's waxed the car, if no one's put anything on it for months, and you're washing it and prepping it, why do an IPA? There's nothing left on it. So that can go either way, but I think of it logically like that. Have you ever tried Cerakote Headlight Restore Kit yet? No, I haven't. Also, have you had a chance to try the Adams 12mm mini polisher? No, I kind of have that in my Amazon list, that little Adams 12mm, the swirl killer. I've been looking at that too. I just haven't pulled the plug on it just yet. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Well, I kind of caught up here on the messages and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of what we got from MacShine the other day. I was going to do an unboxing, but I didn't have time, so I didn't do that. But they sent us a bunch of their actual products. Really cool stuff that I'm going to be using in our mobile setup. Now, I know I get a lot of guys who want reviews. My philosophy, my idea on reviews is starting to shift a little bit into the realm of not so much a review, not even so much of a how-to, more how-to than anything, but more of, here's the product, does it work? Yes or no? And, the reasons why it works, the reasons why it may not work, pros and cons. So, I don't know. What my idea of a review, I want to see pros and cons. Not if somebody's opinion says it's good or bad. Because an opinion is an opinion. And even if they show some of their facts, I have tried products that other people have said are fantastic. And not that I say I've been let down, but I didn't find them to be that great. So when someone says, try this product, you need this product, you need this, that means nothing to me. That's an opinion, because they're not here. They're not here doing what I'm doing, seeing what I'm seeing with my products and my tools, because every vehicle is different. There's so many variables, all that stuff. So I take those things with a grain of salt. When people says, you need this product, you need that product. No, I don't. You're not here doing what I'm doing and seeing what I'm seeing. So when it comes to products like this, so the Max Shine products, their Refresh is a pH neutral, high foaming soap, doesn't strip wax or coatings. Really awesome packaging. Smells nice and fresh, almost fruity. But check out the new packaging from Max Shine. Really nice packaging. So, will the shampoo work? Is it slick? Is it not? I mean, to me, is it slick? Does it foam well? Does it clean well? Again, those are all opinions, because everything is different. Every vehicle that people are detailing is different. The cleaning aspect can also vary. That can be subjective. But the point is, does it do its job? That's the main point. That's what I want to know. Here's another one. Their Mist, an Enhance and Protect Spray Sealant, Quick Detailer, Hydrophobic Finish. Oh, love the packaging. And the bottles are super high quality. Even the triggers are high quality. No cheap triggers. That smells nice. That's interesting. That brings me back. If anyone has ever used to get those little bottles of bubbles, like you unscrew it and you blow the little bubbles out. When I was a kid in the city, I used to get those all the time because I love them. That smell of whatever that soapy stuff is, the surfactants in it, smells just like this. Oh, that is weird. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Here's another one, all-in-one conditioner. Now, I thought this was for the paint. It's not. It's actually for leather and plastic. It's UV protection, anti-static. So that's kind of interesting. When I first looked at it, again, I'm like, oh, a 3D speed type of product, all-in-one. It smells like fruity grapes or bubblegum. That's kind of interesting. So that's for the inside. That's for leather and plastics on the inside, a UV protectant. Leather, yeah, that is really interesting. So, cleans and conditions leather, vinyl, rubber surfaces. Huh. It's a conditioner to moisturize leather and non-porous surfaces. That is very interesting. That's very outside of the box. The smell, the idea behind it, the packaging, the labeling, very, very interesting. A little misleading, because I thought it was for paint. Because, look, now then all-in-one polish, but it says polish. This says conditioner. So, obviously conditioner, but there are also paint conditioners. But, very interested in trying this stuff out. Now we have the all-in-one polish, and this is the micro-cutting technology, high gloss finish, sealing wax, all-in-one. So this stuff also has a very interesting smell, a little bit more chemical smelling, but basically an all-in-one 3D speed type of product. Very cool stuff. We have all-in-one cleaner, so all-purpose cleaner, degreaser type of product, citrus cleaning power, active degreaser. So active, it might have some enzyme in it, maybe close to what AM Details APC is. I learned a while ago, Alan told me that the APC from AM Details actually has an enzyme in it. It's not just an all-purpose cleaner, but it has an enzyme to dissolve bacteria, and you can also use it as a bug remover because it actively eats away at stuff. So I'm assuming that's what this stuff is, which is pretty cool. Then their clay lube. Now, I know I don't use dedicated clay lubes like this that often, if at all, but a lot of the time they say clay lube, but this is also a quick detailer. That's basically what it is. Just like Luster Lube from Lithium, it's a quick detailer, it has protection in it, polymers in it. That's what this is. So you can use it as a clay bar, a clay lube, but for the most part, I'm probably going to use it as a quick detailer. So loving how these labels go. If anything is liquid, you can kind of see the coloring on it. It looks like liquid in water, like a cool cloud of liquid in water. And any of the other ones will have a different background, almost like a carbon fiber background, and it'll say all-in-one. Pretty cool. And then I got the huge pad holder also. So this is going to go in the new garage. I'll be putting taking all the stuff out of here and putting it in the new garage. So I haven't set it up yet because I don't want to. Another week and we'll be moving, so we'll see. So I think that was it for those products. We got some more coming in soon. And like I said, I'm just like running out of space here. So hopefully in the new place we'll be able to set up shelves and all that stuff to store everything away. I'm going to go back into the comments, say hi to some people. Do you have any spray bottles to recommend? I'm learning some of the cheap spray bottles don't work well over time. Yeah, I hate that. When it comes to 32-ounce bottles, this is what I used to do. I would go to the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree? Yeah, Dollar Tree. And buy LA's Totally Awesome, which I still use, and just don't use it as much. And I would buy it by the 32-ounce bottles, like by the case, because it was so cheap. It was $1 for a 32-ounce bottle of LA's Totally Awesome. So that's what this is. It's actually an old LA's Totally Awesome bottle. The bottles themselves will last forever unless you puncture them or ruin them or crush them. So that's what I used to do. I still have a ton of these left. So that's what I use for the bottles. As far as triggers, I will buy them at Car Supply's warehouse, and they're cheaper there. You can get the gray chemical resistant ones or the blue and white ones, which are the cheapest ones. And I do have a place here locally that I can buy triggers for $1. So again, super, super cheap, and they last a long time. So I'm going to go back in through the questions.
No. You didn't?
No. So what would you do if you get a new car but client wants it detailed? What would you do? So if you get a new car, oh, I see, and it's not really that bad, I will try to push them towards a new car prep. That's what I'll do. So I'll tell them, if it's not dirty, don't spend $250 on our full detail inside and out when it's not dirty. It'll take us an hour and we'll be done. It's not, I usually try to push them towards a new car prep, which is the protection side of it. And of course that does cost more money. It's good and bad. And what I mean by that is they're spending more money, but it's good for them because, I try to push a ceramic coating or ceramic protection on the inside. That will make maintenance easier, and the cleaning aspect will be easier, and things will last longer. So I try to push them towards a new car prep with ceramic coatings and things like that. Not everybody can do that, but every once in a while, if they're like, it's not dirty, I just need a vacuum and a wash, I really don't do those. But if I do, I'll call it my express, and I charge $150. That's the lowest that I can go, and it'll be done quick. But that's all I can do. I really push them towards a new car prep, because if it's not dirty, clean it lightly, but protect it. That's the main part. Let's see here. Try to catch up on some of the questions and comments. Oh, Miller says you have the 12 millimeter and it works really good. Awesome. Very nice. Simple Green, super clean and chemical guys. Order them. Best to worst about all. Also the McGuire's all-purpose cleaner. Yeah, all those are good choices. Let's see. Oh, so 404, the Helios 404 from Extreme Solutions. I haven't tried it yet. I need to catch up with Extreme Solutions, but it'll probably have to be in another couple of weeks when we get settled, because I do want the 404, I think the 405, and also the new trifecta that Brian from Apex has been using lately. That stuff looks incredible. And I think each of those have the acrylic base, which means you can use it as a prep polish, wait 24 hours, and then put a ceramic coating right on top of it. That's very cool, very useful, without having to do an IPA wipe down, because if you know, I am not a fan of IPA wipe downs. I'm just not. I've seen too many of them go wrong on super delicate paints. So let's see. Ethos came out with Detox. So Ethos also will be sending us some stuff. We'll be getting them in a couple of days, actually, a box of some of the chemicals. I think some of their newer stuff. So I'm looking forward to trying their stuff out, because I have not tried it out at all. And I know I have a lot of companies send me stuff for free to try. And again, like I mentioned about with the review part of it, like even with MacShine, they sent these out, for me to try. And I didn't pay for them. So I know some guys don't like that idea. They say it's not a real review. Well, in some cases, yes and no. But for me, it's not about reviewing if a product is good or bad. It is about, does it work for me? And the pros and cons to it. So I'm not super critical about products and even tools. Even say like with the McCulloch steamers, I don't have any McCulloch steamers anymore. I went through all of them, every single one, the little cheaper one, the smaller one, all the way up to the $200 one. I've used them all, and they've all died on me. But then again, I'm rough on my tools. I'm using them day in and day out for mobile stuff. For guys who have a steamer in their garage and it stays put, doesn't get knocked around. It doesn't, in the trailer in their setup. It doesn't last as long as I want it to. Doesn't mean it's bad at all. I'm not going to give it a bad review and say the McCullochs don't last long. That's my opinion. Or it's also the variables. So the McCulloch steamers still worked incredibly well, and for some people they last years. For me, they didn't. But that's because I'm a mobile detailer. I'm kind of rough on my equipment. It gets banged around in the trailer and in my setups. So will I ever give McCulloch a bad review because of that? No, it doesn't make sense. So when it comes to reviews, I'm not super critical, and I'm subjective to certain things. Those reviews are very subjective, but I am not biased towards them. People need to figure out, they need to learn and think that I'm not biased towards those things. Just because a company sent me products, I'm happy to get them. I'm happy to use them. For one, it's saving me money on buying products because I used to spend hundreds of dollars on products, even a month. Now I'm saving money, but I'm also using these great products and showing you guys actually using them in the real world, actually using them on our jobs. So that's the reality of it. So if companies are going to send me a product, I'm not going to say, nope, sorry, I'm going to send it back or I'm going to pay you for that. I would be out of the job if I was paying for every single thing that I had here. It's a perk. Yes, it's because of YouTube. It's a perk that companies send me stuff to use, and I can use it, review it, and all that stuff, do my take on a review, pros and cons, and show how it's used. But in no way does that mean that it's biased. People got to be very careful with their choice of words when they accuse other detailers of that stuff, because it's not true. It's not true in my case, because YouTube is secondary to my main work of mobile detailing. I'm a mobile detailer. That's what I do. That's what I make money on. YouTube is supplemental. That's all it is. It's supplemental. I know I went off on a rant there. Sorry. But I had to say that type of stuff because I get a lot of accusations about stuff like that I'm being bought out. No, I'm not. I'm a detailer, and that's the way it is. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a detailer. Has anyone tried the Meguiar's ceramic detailer? Yes, their new one in the green bottle. Loving that stuff. Very, very nice stuff. I love it. I was using it in one of my weekend washes, and I did take some footage of the car. Oh, I think I did on my phone. I put it on one of the door panels here, and it's responding really well. It's been raining here, and the car's been outside because I've had customers here in our garage, and it's performing really, really well. So let's see here. Is there any product you recommend for beginning detailers who are practicing paint correction? Yes. I had a video I put out a while ago using the Meguiar's microfiber DA system. It's a cheap setup. You can get it at Car Supplies Warehouse. You can get it anywhere. I know I talk about Car Supplies Warehouse because they are carrying all that stuff. But if you get the little 5-inch kit, it comes with D300. I think I have some of it back there somewhere. D300, their compound. Their D301, which is their finishing wax. And then I believe 2 cutting pads, 2 finishing pads, a 5-inch backing plate, all that good stuff. You can buy it all separately if you want. But start with D300 as the compound, the microfiber discs, get some foam pads as well, some Lake Country orange and black foam pads for cutting and finishing, and use those products in the D301 to finish and wax and all that. They are extremely user-friendly and produce some incredible results. They're very underplayed in the detailing world. Not a lot of guys use them because, they're less expensive products. There's so many different fancy compounds and polishes that are so expensive, and yeah, they might yield good results, but if you're getting results with cheaper, more affordable products because of your technique or because it's just a good underrated product, then there's no reason to buy all the other, expensive higher end products. That's just the way I feel. Start with the Meguiar's D300 and D301, the microfiber DA system. Really, really good. Do I ever use wireless products for cars? No, I don't. All the cars that we do, most of them, like 95% of them, are so gross that a waterless wash on them would not yield the results that we would want. I'll use it every once in a while on sections of cars, but never entire cars. However, I just got a really cool product. It's not a product, it's a tool from a company that I will be putting together a review on, more of a how-to. But it's this little portable, like wash thing. It's used as a shower, like a camping shower, but it also comes with the little jet hose, and you can fill it up with any type of product you want, and it is cordless. It's very, very cool. So I'm using it right now, seeing how it does. Surprisingly powerful, and it also runs on like a little battery pack. You can run it out of your car, or you can make it portable by running it on a little battery pack. So I'll have a video coming out on that soon. It's nothing, innovative, and it's going to change the industry or anything. It's just a cool tip. It's just a cool thing for guys who do wireless washing. This little thing is really cool. So I'll be putting a video on that later. How do you care for microfiber towels that were used with SiO2 sealants? So I've never, with sealants, SiO2 sealants, even like this has SiO2 in it, or at least the newer one does. It's a very, very low concentration of it, so it doesn't crystallize in towels. If you wash them right away or get them wet, put them in a bucket of APC and wash them, I have not found anything wrong with them at all. So when it comes to actual coatings, then you gotta tread carefully. You don't want to use towels like that, like the yellow towels, the Kirkland ones that I use for coatings. After I use them on the coatings, I'll put them in a bucket, wash them right away. But I will never ever use them on coatings, on nice cars again, delicate paint. I have used them as drying towels for like maintenances, and they've done okay. Maintenance details, and they've done okay, but they stop absorbing as much because the SiO2 particles have kind of affected the fibers in the towels. But usually I'll just downgrade them to interior towels, and they're not going to get, if they are crunchy, then chuck them. But if they aren't, they still feel soft. There might still be some particles in there, but just use it for the interior and you'll be fine. Let's see here. What's the best IPA to remove oils residue from the Sonax Perfect Finishing? I don't know. I haven't used the Sonax Perfect Finish. That's another polish that it's a very high-end polish. I know many guys like it. I'm sure it produces great results, but I just haven't tried it. Just because I don't need to. But I'm sure it's a good polish. But I've seen guys, they will use the like Rust-Oleum wax and tar remover, or I really like Geon Prep and Car Pro Eraser. These ones are a little bit more gentle. The G-Technic panel wipe is way too strong. I think it's way too strong and aggressive. But Geon Prep and Car Pro Eraser, I think, are much, much better, much safer. You might need to do like 2 wipe downs on it, because I think that stuff is pretty oily. Let's see here. What 6-inch buffing sponges do you use? I don't use any 6-inch pads at all, really. I use only 5.5-inch. I don't go any bigger because they start to lose the rotation. I think these are like the largest. They're technically 5.5-inch pads because of the 5-inch backing plate, but that makes them 6 inches total in diameter. This is probably the biggest pad that I'm going to use. Same with this one. It's technically 6 inches, but it's a 5.5-inch backing plate. These are the largest ones I use. These are from Buffing Hero, SPTA. They are more affordable pads, but work extremely well. They're not cheap garbage pads. They work extremely well. At least in my case, they do. How much water do you typically go through from your water tank in your trailer on one detail? Good question. That depends on how bad the vehicle is, but typically, if it's a detail where it's a daily driver, it's not full of mud, then 20 gallons at the most. I know, that's not a lot, but the pump that I have set up here, I talked about that before. It's a larger AR pump. It's supposed to be like 4,000 psi and 4 gallons a minute, but the engine is just under 5 horsepower, so it's not going to produce the max ability that that pump can put out. So I've tested it with a gauge. It's 2100 psi. So the gallons per minute are also going to be down, maybe cut by half. So maybe 2.5 gallons per minute or something like that. So it does not use a lot of water. It's very, very efficient. And maybe in the next couple of months, I might be switching to an electric setup. I might. I don't know yet. I got to do some research. I was looking at the AR Blue pumps on Car Supply's warehouse. They look really nice and they're pretty affordable. So I might go that route. But I'm not going to change anything just yet. But we'll see. Tucson, Arizona. Awesome. That kind of reminds me of The Last Man on Earth that we're watching right now. Live in Tucson. How can I be more effective when doing a full paint correction when using clay, compound polish, and wax? That will come in time. If you're just starting, if you're new to paint correction, that'll come in time. Get good. I'm taking this from Todd Cooper Ryder on his channel, Esoteric. He's full of information. I love watching his channel. Short clips on stuff, and he says, get good at paint correction. You'll get faster later on, but get good at it. Dial in your processes, learn what products work for you, what technique works for you, and it's going to vary from vehicle to vehicle, from job to job. Some guys say, no, you need to do this specific pattern, this thing every single time. No, not necessarily. That's actually, you're really bottlenecking yourself if you think like that. If you watch videos and say, I'm only going to do it that way, you have already lost so much experience and knowledge because you're closing your mind off to it. Keep your mind open to things and change up techniques. I learned by watching videos from AutoGeek and many other channels and forums, seeing, guys say, hey, okay, start with this pattern. They say, that's the best, that's the way to do it. I start that's a baseline for me. And I will do that. And then I'll say, okay, well, maybe I can do one less section pass, less pressure, more pressure. That all depends. You will learn that later on, and as you begin to do more vehicles, the paint will change on vehicles. So what you thought worked last time may not work, and you have to change it up. So you got to be progressive, and you got to be adaptable. Paint correction, you need to be adaptable with that. There's no just one way, one pad, one product, one technique. If someone thinks that way, they've already shut themselves down, and I would never learn from someone who says you need to do it this way and that's the only way. No, I will never be dogmatic like that. That stunts knowledge and progress when people are dogmatic like that, because they just won't go any further. They'll just stop learning. So that's not good. So when it comes to claying, compound polish, try the different products. If it's working for you, stick with that and get good at it. And then you can experience with other products and other compounds and polishes. But start with simple stuff. I still use Mother's Yellow Clay. I still have some, and I use it. It's really good stuff, and it's cheap. It's affordable. I keep saying that. It's the same thing. It's easy to get. You can buy it on Amazon. D300 for compounds, or the M100 line of compounds and polishes, like M105 or 110 and 210. They're affordable, and they yield amazing results. Don't go crazy on buying the most expensive pads. Lake Country also makes awesome pads like these. SPTA, great pads. Learn what they all do and have a variety in your detailing setup so that you can use all these different pads and see what they do, see how they react. And you'll learn. Your mind will kind of evolve in that way and learn what you need to do in any given situation. That's all about experience and learning. So you're off to a good start, and you will be more efficient. The speed and efficiency will come in time. Get good and figure out what you need to do, and the speed and efficiency will come in time. And you'll really start to enjoy it. Once you start to enjoy it, you actually slow down, which is weird. But you get really good. You get better results when you do that. Here's a question from Phil Bloomer. What's your opinion of using big white high temp? Oh, that paste wax. Yes, heard a lot of good things about it. Need some feedback before I buy a tin. Go for it. That's like very old school, which I'm totally okay with. There's so many different liquid products and stuff, and easier to apply type of protection products. But that Finish Care, I think it's Finish Care. I forget the designation, the number on it. But I know what you're talking about, that big tin can. I still have it in my trailer. And I use that sometimes on rims and wheels because it's a high temp wax. That stuff is incredible. It's a little finicky to use on some paints, and it takes a long time because you got to hand apply it, or you can do a little 3-inch polisher if you want to do that. But that stuff is incredible. The finish on it it's like putting a layer of glass on your car. It is awesome, awesome stuff. I know it's old school. It's like Colonite, you know, the old wax. I still have Colonite, but it hasn't lost its touch at all. It is a really cool wax. Go ahead and buy it because you'll have it for a long time. But you will love that stuff. It is hardcore. Let's see here. What's the oldest car you've detailed? Oh, I think my neighbor's car here. I already forgot what it was. Man, it's an old 1950s Plymouth something or rather, like a little two-door car, a little bubbly car. I never did a video on it because it was way before I started doing videos on it, but it's my neighbor here that he has it in his garage. It's really cool, this old Plymouth car. He said it was like the car that salesmen at the time used to use. They designated some name for it because the front seat, it was just a coupe. That seat would like fold forward in a cool way so that you could grab stuff from the back of the seat that you were selling. Really cool car. That was one of the oldest ones we've done. We've done a couple of other classic ones. No, we've done some classic vets that were like in the 40s. An old Thunderbird that I think was 1945 or 50, something like that. Those are probably some of the oldest ones, but they're in better condition than this one. So yeah, I don't think I've ever done anything older than that. No Ford Model Ts yet. So let's see here. St. Cloud, Florida. How's it going? So someone asked, what is the Nurple twist? I'm deaf, by the way, so you can type if you know the answer. I'm not sure. I bet the YouTube, translation is not doing things correctly. So I'm sorry if things aren't being translated and, captioned correctly. I apologize. YouTube's to blame for that. Try the SM Arnold pad. They are not cheap, but produce extremely good results with all polish. Oh, which SM Arnold? I used to use SM Arnold pads years ago, and they're still good. I just have so many different ones now, but yeah, SM Arnold pads put out some really good products. What's the best product for headlight restoration? That all depends. Depends on how bad the headlight is. Usually it's not just a product, it's the sanding that you use before the products. So you want to get like the little 3-inch, if you can, 3-inch, like 1500 grit, 2500 grit, 3000 grit. Those are really the only ones you can, not you can use, but that produce great results. And once you sand all the junk off and you refine it up to 3000 or even 5000 if you want, I just use D300. D300 correction compound. It's plastic. It will compound out the sanding scratches perfectly. Or M105 or M110 compound. That also works great. And then you can use whatever polish you want to polish them and refine them even more. So I don't use anything fancy. It's simple compound, simple polishes. But it is the sanding that makes a big difference. If it's just faded, lightly faded, then just use D300 compound and polish them out, compound them out. Sometimes it's all you need. It finishes so well that that's all you need. So you don't need a designated fancy headlight restorer. Just use something simple like that. Optimum Paint Prep makes a good, safe IPA in my opinion. Oh, cool. I haven't tried that yet. I want to also try the Meguiar's Paint Prep. I've heard that's really good too. I want to get my hands on it and try that. So Isaac says, I saw one of your videos last night where you were trying to fix the scratches in the black car with the damage. Oh, yeah. And my question is, what kind of buffer were you using? Ooh, what did I use in that one? I thought it was just my Rupes old 15 millimeter, I think. I actually can't remember. It was either that or the Porter cable. Or was it the Max Shine? Ooh, I don't remember now. I'll have to go back and watch that. I know, I've been getting a lot of weird comments on that video. Saying like, oh, you need to use this product, and those scratches didn't look deep. Guys, if someone makes a goofy comment like that, I just can't get over it. You're not here. You're not here feeling it and seeing it in person. So if someone's like, I could have done that, or you need to use this product. No, stop saying that. It's crazy. I'm sure many of you followers, when you're seeing goofy comments like that, like, what are people thinking? You're not here. you're not actually what the camera is picking up is, you know, half of what you see in real life. So when people are like, you need to use this sandpaper and don't be afraid of wet sand 1000, no, 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 you're not here. You don't know the car. Crazy. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, I caught him reading my question, but I think he was asking you chat people to interpret for me. Yeah, I'm not sure what it had done. Again, closed caption will appear tomorrow after this video is uploaded. If you can, here's a tip. If you can, gee whiz, if you look at the video again and see where it said that, like comment down below at the minute mark, the minute and second mark, and I'll be able to hopefully figure out what I was saying. um, have I ever met Matt from Obsessed Garage? No, I haven't. Not yet. So, all right. Well, I've been on here long enough. Thank you guys for all the questions. Really enjoyable engaging with you guys and talking with you guys and giving you some updates. A lot more updates coming your way. A lot of change here in a week is going to be happening, hopefully. And so stay tuned to the channel, and also try to, you know, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all that stuff. I try to keep up with that stuff as well. I'm also going to try to do more videos on Facebook, like little live updates and stuff. That actually gets a lot of engagement, and it's really nice to do that. I'm going to try to do that. But, you know, keeping up with all this stuff takes a lot of time, and it feels like my days and weeks are shorter and shorter recently. So try to keep up on all that stuff. I'll do my best. But stay tuned for lots of videos. I got lots of stuff to edit. And thank you guys for all the support. Great comments, great questions. Loved engaging with you guys. And I hope everybody have a safe weekend. And we'll see everybody next time. All right. Have a great week. Take care.